Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another Marvel Contest of Champions video that I will be uploading out of order, but fear not. The videos that explain everything as far as crystal openings, why I have so many 4 stars, will be very public to you guys in the days to come. So, one of the reasons I've gotten the progression that I have is alliance stuff. If you're playing in wars, if you're playing in battle groups, you're going to make some progress. So, we've already gotten like 80-some% on the quest, and we're also doing a war currently. So, as far as the war goes, I haven't actually hit a node yet to attack. But yeah, we got Ghost, we have Dr. Octopus, we have Captain America in there. And yeah, we have some opponents set up that are really easy for my guy. This one will obviously come down once I take out Domino and somebody else takes him out. But yeah, one of the things I really want to stress out, especially important for a new player, grind the catalyst to your heart's content. So what I mean by that is the mutant daily quest. You always want to do tier 1. If you have a 3-star, you should be doing the second path if possible. If you have 3 stars, definitely try to get 1 path done in medium. If you have a couple 4 stars, get all of it done. And if you have a 4-star, try the first path of hard. There is a chance you get a full tier 3 catalyst out of it. And you're going to be super happy if you end up picking up one of those. Expert, I don't recommend touching until you have a full roster of 4 stars that are rank 3, level 30. Or some 5 stars that are rank 2, level 35. But the daily quest Proving Grounds is a little bit easier than the class quest. So with your 2-star rosters, you should have no problem beating easy. With 3-star rosters, if you play good, you should be able to beat medium. And if you have some 4 stars, you don't need a full group, but if you have a couple of them, there's no reason why you can't do hard. You should always be farming at least 1 path of hard, even if you have a single 4-star, because you have a chance to get tier 3 basics from doing this. And that's very important as well. So after you've done all that farming, I highly recommend doing normal difficulty. If you're not a brand new player and can level up to 12 before the event expires, I recommend 100%ing this. You're going to need some 4 stars in order to complete Chapter 3, but it's totally worth it as you get a free 3-star every month. You get half of a 3-star, you get a tier 1 alpha. And if you have some decent 4 stars like I do, try out Heroic. There's no reason you can't do it. If you play good and you have a couple of rank 2 and 3 4 stars, there's no reason why you can't complete this. And I'm definitely going to complete this because I want the tier 4 basic and I want the 10th of a 5-star and 500 4-star shards. So just to give you an idea of where I'm at on Heroic, I have completed 100% of the Battle with Punisher 2099. Taskmaster, I've done 1 route. With Night Thrasher, I've done 3 out of the 6 pathways. And I haven't started on Darkhawk yet, but I have 8 days left to complete everything. And this should definitely be something that all new players should think about. As far as beginner goes, unless you're a brand new player, you probably shouldn't waste your time on this. I obviously did it because I was a brand new player and I needed the premiums. But you're only getting a portion of tier 4 basic, which is still worth getting some fragments for. Even though it's only like 2% of a tier 4. You do get a couple tier 2 basics. The main thing, obviously, is the fact that you get a full-blown premium. But, again, beginner's not really worth doing unless you have nothing to do energy-wise and you have a bunch of energy refills. Which, as a low level, I'm not sure why that graphic showed up. Another thing for new players. Versus. So, on 1 cycle, I was able to get 39,409 score. And how was I able to do that? Well, I simply just blew through my entire roster. Now, is it super important to max out 2 stars? Absolutely not. But, if you go to the rewards, and it's usually a little bit different. For some reason this week, it's slightly different. But, if you get in top 1 to 10%, which is very realistic if you get like 100,000 score, you can get half of a 3-star, 2 full premiums, and a full-blown 2-star for free. So, if you somehow make it in top 1 to 50, don't sweat if you don't. You get slightly better rewards. But even 11 to 25%, you get a quarter of a 3-star and you get 1.5 premiums. There's no reason why new players should not be grinding in the arena. And don't worry about the infinite streak until half your roster is at least maxed out 2 stars because you're not going to get it. In the 3-star event, this one is also slightly different, but you do get more units for actually completing the milestone. So, if you have a dozen 3 stars and maybe half a dozen 4 stars, why not try for all the milestones? You're going to get, I believe it's 150 units for clearing everything out for 1.5 million. And then if you're somehow lucky enough to get in the top 1 to 10%, which is probably about 3 to 4 million score, if you can clear all the milestones, I'd say you're halfway there. You can get a 4-star character for free. If you already own the character in the basic arena, you're only going to get 1 level, and this is kind of to deter people away from doing this arena if they already have the character, which is a great strategy. But you will also get 4 and 5-star shards. So even if you place 46 to 60, even 61 to 100%, you're going to get some 4-star shards twice a week. So let's say you get 26 to 45%. Every week you're going to get a quarter of a 4-star, and you're going to get 2% of a 5-star. And that's just in that arena alone. In the other arena, which is slightly lower, the rewards usually are different. They give you a 3-star hero, but I think because of the new update, you're just getting reflective crystals, which is basically you have a chance to get any character in the game at 3 stars. And this includes people that are not actually available yet, like Darkhawk and Night Thrasher. And I think Sabretooth, but I'm not exactly sure about that one. But even if you place an 11 to 25%, you're going to get half of a 3-star and a 10th of a 4-star. And if you get in the top 1 to 10%, you're guaranteed a 3-star. You get 250 of the 4-star fragments. And you get an extra 150 of the 3-star on top of the half of a 3-star you'd get normally. So those are some decent rewards as well. And in the road so far, that you're probably going to need a good roster of 4 and 5-star characters. The end milestone is 4 million. But even if you place at the bottom of the list, you're guaranteed 200 4-star shards. And 350,000 score is actually pretty doable in 3 days, as long as you have 6 people to complete it with, as long as that's your main goal. But if you're trying for a 3 or a 4-star out of the basic arenas, you might want to just forego that and just go for the characters. And the Catalyst Clash, you really don't get that many rewards for completing. You get 10 units at 30,000. You start getting tier 3 basics at 200,000, which, yeah, if you need tier 3 basics, you could just run the basic daily and go farm other things. At 350,000, you can get another 20 units. If you need alpha catalysts, however, you start getting them at 800,000. You can get 3 from the milestones, and you basically get 4 or 3 full premiums out of that. So, is it worth doing? No. Basically worth doing if you have a lot of maxed out 4 and 5-star champions where you can go infinite and just farm the hell out of it. But for newer players, it's probably not a good arena to be in. As far as progression goes, you definitely want to progress as much as you can in the story. And the reason for that being is that the story missions actually give you a good amount of units for completing. For example, if you do Act 1, Chapter 3-5, you'll get 30 units for completing it for about the cost of 40 to 45 energy. And if you get all the rewards, the Act rewards are pretty bad. At this point, I don't need a 3-star, but I'm still completing it because, you know, I don't want to come back to it. Act 2, you get more 3-stars. Thanos gets impressed once you complete it. The chapter rewards are really bad. Once you get to Chapter 3, then you get a full-blown 4-star, which is probably worth getting. The regular rewards are pretty bad as well. Like, nobody needs ISO 8s for completions. You're basically just completing it for the 4-star, and here where the rewards really start to pick up. You get 40% of a 5-star for completing Act 4. You get 4 of the Tier 2 Alpha Catalysts. You get 3 Class Catalyst Crystals. You get an Awakening Gem for a 4-star champion. So, for example, if I want to awaken Ghost, if I want to awaken Captain America Infinity War, I have the option to do that. I also get 15 Signature Stones, and I would get 5 Tier 4 Basics for completing it. So, is it worth doing it? Absolutely. And even the chapter completion rewards, you'll get Ascendant Crystals, you'll get Lesser Crystals, you'll get Gold, which is irrelevant. But if you explore all of Chapter 4, you get a Mastery Point. So each chapter, you will get a Mastery Point, which is super important because not only does that affect the power index of your characters, but it allows you to get deeper and customize more in your tree. So, those of you guys wondering my tree, the first thing you want to do is unlock Parry. I think you get this at level 9. Afterwards, at, I believe, level 11, you just put a point into Dexterity. Later on, you can put points in Stupefy to make your stuns last a little bit longer. I think that's a really good ability combined with Parry. If you have both of them maxed out, you'll get an extra 1 second to your stuns. And this applies to any stuns you apply to characters like Hulk, Black Bolt, Thor, anybody that has a stun component, your parry component, your specials. If Mordo stuns you from reversing something, that also works. On defense, I made it a point as a low level to get Salve. As a higher level, recovery is way more important, as well as willpower, having both of them maxed out. Especially if you're going with suicides. I don't know if you need coagulate. You probably do with that, so you can run suicides a little better. And in the offensive tree, you probably want to go for precision and cruelty as fast as you can. Courage is also really good when you're under 50% health. Your champions get more attack. The lesser abilities, you only want to get 1 point in. And down the road, you also want to try to pick up Glass Cannon. I think you have to have both of these unlocked in order to get it. I'm not exactly sure. And I haven't really bothered with Enhanced Fury. If you use a lot of Hyperion, you might want to consider it. But I haven't put any points into that. And I'm not sure what I actually need in order to unlock Glass Cannon. If I just need the 3... I need 15 points in offense. So I would need to spend 2 more points in order to actually get it. But I will probably just pick up Precision with whatever points and then get into Glass Cannon. So that's basically how that works. But as far as some of the rewards that you can get, don't spend your units on anything but masteries. You can, however, if you have a friend. There's a gifting event currently going on, which is how I got some of my materials. And if you place high enough in the milestones, you get a gifting crystal. Here I got a 4-star Captain Marvel on my 3rd account from the Ultimate Crystal. This one I got a Karnak from, and it's completely free. You don't have to go pay 10 bucks for an Ultimate Crystal. You just get that one. Later on, once you get to 20,000 points, you get half of a 4-star for free. If you get to 35,000, which I'm highly doubting that our alliance will, you get 275 units for free. And if you somehow get to 50,000, you get half of a tier 4 basic, which is pretty damn good. Later down, you get 3 tier 1 alpha catalysts, another 275 units. You get a 5th of a 5-star. And yeah, the rewards just get really insane. And then there's item use event. So if you're just in an alliance, you're going to get 254-star fragments. It depends more on where you place, but if we hit 300, that's kind of cool because we'll get a couple more units. We'll get another tier 1 alpha. If we were to get up to 50,000, which is, again, not likely, we would start getting 5-star shards along with the 300 4-star shards. And Summoner Advancement is another quest where you can start getting 4 and 5-star shards for. So, by just doing stuff in your alliance, this is how you're getting progression in quest. And if you're not getting that progression, well, maybe you need to find another alliance. So, in the gifting event, if I'm gifting cores, if I get down to 4,000, I would get half of a 4-star outright just for gifting in my 2nd account, which I think is 4 of the Stony Mastery cores, and I still have about 2 days to actually do that. So we'll see if I actually bother to do it, but if I get another 1,000 4-star fragments, that's also a good idea. So just grind your ass off in the arenas. Don't come to me for advice on dexterity because I suck at it, and I'm still trying to learn parry. But as far as tips and tricks for progression in the game, definitely stock up on your catalyst. I can't stress that enough because you do not want to be getting a new champion like Ghost, for example, and having no tech catalyst, which you can see I have my tier 3 and 2 maxed out. Why do I have my tier 2 and 3 maxed out? Because I've been farming my ass off in events. Been farming my ass off in events to try to get tier 1, 2, and 3 catalysts, and if I don't have them maxed out, I will 100% all the nodes, whether I get it maxed out or not, because even the fragments add up. Even the 2,800 for a tier 3 add up. 36,000 is a little bit ridiculous, but if you have 5 and 6-star champions and you desperately need that tier 4 class catalyst, which I know 5 stars and high-end 4 stars do, but if we look at the rewards, you're only getting 1,400 for 100%ing it, so we're talking, you're probably going to have to run that for like 13 weeks just to get 1 fragment. Now, is it likely to get a whole fragment of it? No, but if you get ambushed, you're going to get some fragments. And yeah, it is definitely not fun. Do I have any chance of doing the class tier 4? On my power level, probably not, because these fights are ridiculous. The boss has 7,489, and abilities trigger more often, and also has a third special attack. So yeah, could I actually do it if I play good? Probably, but I'm going to need my 4 stars all up to rank 3 and have that class diversity. So as far as class 4 or tier 4, you definitely do not want to mess around with it. The tier 3 class is definitely easier if you have a team that's capable of doing it. So I have a lot of my good characters in the alliance stuff on offense and defense. Like I have Ant-Man and Ghost. I have Captain America, one of them in Alliance Wars. So yeah, I have my roster spread out a little bit thin, but you can still use characters to kind of add advantages, and you don't need an entire roster. Like if you only need your best 3 champions, you just leave them out. So this pathway, if you have, like for example, a rank 2 4-star Star-Lord, try the path out. There's no reason why you can't do it, but you should always be doing at least one pathway of the 3rd tier. There's no reason you can't handle it. If you can't, get good and learn how to play the game. And same thing goes with tier 2 of the mutant class, or basically any class quest. If you have a 4-star, there is no reason you can't at least do one pathway of tier 2. If you have a rank 1, you might want to consider waiting until you have either attack at 4 stars, rank 2 if possible, or if you have like 3 or 4 stars, you should be able to do it. Again, the general thumb is get good if you suck, but there's no reason you shouldn't be 100%ing the tier 1 as long as you have a 3-star. So if you have that, I would definitely recommend it. And the Proving Grounds is slightly easier. The Proving Grounds, if you have at least 3 4-stars, you should be doing the right path every time. Don't be afraid to heal because you're guaranteed a tier 3 basic catalyst. And you should 100% be doing the left pathway if you have a single 4-star. But as far as expert goes, the boss annihilated me with my roster about a week ago. If I were to try the boss out now, there's 3 pathways altogether. The link nodes are obviously harder fights. But yeah, I got to Loki, and he had all these other buffs, but I think it only applies if you don't complete these other pathways first. So I think having these down is a big deal because it does make it significantly easier. But yeah, if you have a bunch of 4 stars at rank 3, give it a try. You might be surprised if you can complete it, and if you can get some tier 4 basics, which the drop rate is horrible, but if you can get that, why not? If you like this video on HollywoodShono's tips and tricks for new players as well as people that might be struggling with the game, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other Marvel Contest of Champions videos playlist, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono, my Instagram, which is HollywoodShono's God, and the general rule of thumb, if you have a 4-star champion, you should still max out a couple 3-stars because they're actually going to be more powerful than a rank 2 4-star. As you see, 68, 14, 453. This one is halfway through rank 3, and it's 73, 40, and 550. We also have Kamala Khan at rank 2, and you can see the basic difference in stats. Captain America Infinity War is rank 3 as a 3-star, and there's a big difference in stats. So you can see the stats of some of the characters. But yeah, don't neglect your 3-stars early on in progression unless you have a 5-star. Then you probably don't even need to upgrade 3-stars. But general rule of thumb, if you don't have a lot of powered up 1 tier below, you should probably get 1 of each class. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree or have better advice for me. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!